Good afternoon, everybody. Hell's Unicorn here once again, and it has now been officially confirmed. We have won both Maine and Nevada. In Maine, we managed to pick up 15 of the state's 24 delegates, and in Nevada, we've managed to pick up 22 of the 25 at-large delegates, so that also equals a majority of the state's total delegation, as it were. So we now have 7 victories at the delegate game out of 50 states and other respective territories, which is more than enough to provide us with a slot at the convention for Ron Paul. It's pretty well been established now. And yet, to this day, the mainstream media is still acting as though Ron Paul hasn't won a dang thing yet. They won't even count his one straw vote victory over in the Virgin Islands territory either. So, look forward down the road to more lies being told about our current standing in this presidential race. Whether it be a matter of corporate corruption or just out-and-out bias based on a false viewpoint of reality on the part of these reporters, I don't expect things to change. I don't expect us to get much more coverage than we're already getting, maybe other than token mentions on MSNBC, mostly employed with the idea of underpinning the efforts of the Republican Party to take the presidency away from Obama, which is to be expected from them. Even though all of this has transpired, I think a lot of people in the Ron Paul campaign are still suffering from 2 basic dilemmas. One is an irrational fear of the mainstream media, and the other is an irrational fear of the RNC. And in the next minute or so, I'm just going to try to do my best to allay those fears as much as I can. The RNC is threatening not to seat the delegation in both Maine and Nevada. Recently, there was a new threat regarding the Maine delegation because supposedly there were some rules that weren't followed. The Romney campaign and the Republican establishment has broken almost every rule imaginable in both of these caucus states. In fact, they had to escort people dispersing fake slates in Nevada. They actually showed video on a news channel of a person being escorted out of the building who was not even supposed to be there and who was passing out erroneous Ron Paul delegate slates. So, what can we assume other than that this person was a Romney operative? Not acting on his own. People don't do this stuff on their own, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that was definitely calculated. What they were counting on was for us to not be vigilant in this respect, and we were. So the only thing that I can tell you is that the RNC has proven itself to be good at only one thing with regards to fighting against us, and that is lying and cheating. And since we have been able to basically stymie these efforts at every single turn, there's no reason for us to be worried about them blocking our delegation in. We have followed every rule to a T. If they do attempt to do this, I think it's pretty clear what's going to happen. What little shred of a chance that Romney would have of taking the presidency, and what little shred of a chance that the RNC has at maybe getting back control of the Senate would be completely destroyed. Because the people on Ron Paul's team, the people that are out there doing the legwork that are not necessarily in with the official campaign, will be so alienated that they won't just stay home. They will probably vote for Obama just to punish the RNC. And at some level, the RNC needs to understand this if they want to remain viable in this coming election. They're going to need us, and as far as I'm concerned, from where I stand, the only way they're going to get us or get me is if they nominate Paul. It's not going to be enough for them to nominate Romney and give Paul some sort of token position in the administration. I'm not playing that game. So, whatever fears you have of the RNC, don't take them too close to heart. Now, with regards to the mainstream media, all I'm going to say is this. The mainstream media has given us absolutely nothing with regards to fair coverage. Not a single iota. And still, we have managed to take majorities of the delegation in 7 states, and there are still many states outstanding to this day. It is very possible for us to win this thing if we stay focused and if we play hardball at the convention. And if we do prevail, it will be without any assistance from the mainline media. The most we can hope for is maybe a token individual reporter from a local network affiliate, somebody like Ben Swan perhaps. And even there, the pickings are going to be fairly slim. There's not many honest people in the field of journalism because in this day and age, journalism defines itself by its dishonesty. So I hope this news bucks everybody up, and I hope everybody is prepared to fight hard in the up-and-coming primaries and caucuses which are still left outstanding. Until next time, with prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.